All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Abayi Buff from the DC Church coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kalkadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being whom the world ignorantly calls, Yahushai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashim meaning in the name, recall many spirit, Kodash meaning holy. All right, these are the names of the powers that I come to in order to profess the 100% truth and Lord's will, seal the elect's faith. And these are the names of our salvation, of course, out of modern day captivity, which is in Babylon, okay, which was modern day Babylon is America, okay. Shenya Kabak of all the Rakabs claiming now by mean the double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. And of course, Shalom, Barakam, Labakar, and Shia Sha'ala. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, and to the men out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth, to you I say Shalom, Barakam, I thump. Peace and blessings be upon you. Now, without further ado, as you can see, the title states grocery shortages to expect in 2021, according to experts, right? And this has been fact-checked, okay? And I just wanted to, I kind of just wanted to pose the question to Akim, like, where is your mind going to be when the Heavenly Father tests you in a way that you've never been tested? Of course, we always think to have faith. Of course, that's first nature to us, just wholeheartedly believe in Yahweh Shema Shai. But I tell you this, not to neglect the fact that we are going to, Lord's will, we will have faith in that time when we are tested. But we have to take into consideration that we may not have all of our necessities, okay? And a lot of the times when the Heavenly Father is trying a man, he takes away necessities, okay? Whether it be food, remnant, clothing, shelter, And on top of that, you can considerably put women in there, because the scriptures do tell you in 1 Corinthians, I believe it's the 7th chapter, that Paul said it's better to marry than to burn, okay? And what he was insinuating is that it's better for us to have sexual intercourse than to burn in lust. Because when you burn in lust, that causes you to do further iniquity, okay? But, pushing forth the point that I was making, what happens when we don't have the necessities that we're accustomed to, or that we need, or our daily bread, essentially? What happens when the Lord doesn't provide it that day, okay? Where's your mind going to be? Are you still going to believe? Are you going to forsake the Heavenly Father? Because of course we understand that, we're going to probably have to go one day without food. But what happens when it comes to a week and you haven't had food, and all you've had was water, and you're starving, and you've been praying for it, and the Heavenly Father still hasn't given it to you? Now what? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because these are things that we have to prepare for in the very near future, okay? I went to the grocery store yesterday, all right, and was looking for Alfredo. I couldn't find Alfredo anywhere. I went to, I think, 2 Walmarts, and I was also looking for this other snack that I usually get. It's a healthy snack that I usually get at Trader Joe's, and they told me how the food truck, it didn't deliver it this time. And instantly I thought, what happens when the food truck just doesn't deliver at all? Or the food truck is delivering rations, okay? And you're subject to only taking but so many bags of rice, or bags of pasta, or waters, or juice, or whatever it may be, And this is approaching us, Akim. This is approaching us very soon. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. It says, as we close out the year of unprecedented grocery shortages caused by the pandemic, the question of whether 2021 will bring similarly empty shelves becomes even more pressing. If some shortages are still to be expected, which products are at a particular risk of going out of stock? The answers may lie in what food manufacturers and retailers have learned from the tumultuous year, and whether issues causing the shortages can now be anticipated. Okay, because last year, of course, they weren't anticipating a shortage of water, and then of course rice, when I went to the supermarket during that time where everybody's running like a chicken with their head cut off. They didn't have any rice, they didn't have any of the, canned foods, the essentials. Ramen noodles was out of stock, weeks out of stock, But the thing is, you can let me grab that real quick, okay? The thing about the destruction of Babylon is that, oh, you know what? I think let me see. No, that's Zechariah, Salakia. I'm gonna read this real quick, and I just want one phrase from the fourth verse, but it goes to say, there's Malachi chapter 1 verse 3, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. And that's what we're approaching that time closer and closer every day. Okay, the Heavenly Father hates Esau and everything he stands for. So the fact that the Lord has men that are truthfully crying out to him day and night, the scriptures tell you that says the souls of the just complain continually. So the fact that you have men that the Heavenly Father truthfully loves and the elect that's out there pushing his word in a land to where the Heavenly Father, in a land of where of the person whom the Heavenly Father hates the most. That's why the Heavenly Father is doing everything to cater to us, or in cadence to us getting out of America or getting out of captivity. Okay, so it goes to say, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And that's it. Esau hastily is being destroyed from the inside out. Okay, because we're inside the belly of the beast. We're inside America, and we're the ones prophesying the downfall of America. And the scriptures tell you what? That he shall be consumed by the words of our mouth. Roughly paraphrasing in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Okay. So we're literally consuming Esau by our words. And even me prophesying right now is still bringing destruction toward Esau, Edom. Okay. Because number one, we're edifying. The more we edify our people, the more we get the hell out of here. Okay. So scriptures, the scriptures say what? It says they shall build, but I will throw down. And that's what you see. Esau is going to try to take preventative maintenance tactics or tactics to kind of to quell down the famine that's going to happen to America, because it's going to happen. OK, but none of those tactics are going to work. OK, what's set out, you got to understand there's a spirit behind everything that happens. And once that spirit is festered out, it's not going to return until it accomplishes what the Heavenly Father wanted it to accomplish. There shall be people that is going to die from the famine. There is going to be people that die from not having, from a lack of water, from a lack of food. Okay. And on top of that, there's going to be people dying because they're fighting over the lack of food or the lack of water. Okay. So these are times that we are approaching. And as I stated, Esau, he wants to prepare, and he wants to manufacture, put out more of the food that's going out of stock. But the Heavenly Father is not going to allow you to. And it's only but so much GMOs you can create, man. It's to the point to where there's no such thing as organic. Back when I was in, I want to say my freshman year of high school, I remember looking at the statistics, and it said that 75% of the food that's produced in America is GMO. That was back, I want to say, I graduated 2016, so 4 years before that. So that was probably back in 2012. We're in 2021. 9 years later, almost. Okay. I'm more than positive 95% of the food that's being produced is now GMO. Okay. And on top of that, you have certain rice that's mixed with plastic. You have leaves. You have lettuce that's made out of plastic. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things. And then that's why the American people are so obese, because there's no organic food. OK. And that unhealthy eating leads to unhealthy living, unhealthy thoughts. That's why America just has to be destroyed, man. It's a chain of events. But let's get back to this. It says, on some fronts, we're much better off than we were at the start of the first at the start of the pandemic. For one, food companies are better versed in products that are likely to be in demand, cash and carry retail channels. Okay, it says for another, they have now swifted focus for manufacturing for the food service industry to emphasize in manufacturing for retail. And we have ramped up those capabilities significantly, okay? And that's the seed they're trying to build up. But regardless of the situation, no matter how much you build up, no matter how much you say things that are on the positive side of America, or on the long-lasting side of America, the Heavenly Father has other plans for this place. And what the Heavenly Father deems to happen is going to happen regardless of the situation. So it goes on to say another significant improvement over the last year is the way some companies have been able to increase protection for their workers, preventing labor shortages and further delays in production like the ones we've witnessed across the meat industry. Okay. And yes, last year, literally I couldn't even get a pack of ground turkey. Everything was there, literally gone, you know? So going further on, it goes to say manufacturers have engaged in creative solutions, says Rick Williams, business partners at JPG Resources, a food and beverage consulting business based in Battle Creek, Michigan. It says from putting distance between workers to formations of pods where people only interact with their team and staggering shifts, some companies were able to break up the shoulder-to-shoulder work environment on the production floor, he explains. But some supply chain factors are still difficult to control and remain unpredictable. It says being able to forecast the right amount of stock of certain products or whether shortages of certain raw material like aluminum will persist in tall orders, even for biggest companies. It says because of that, both food brands and grocers are playing it safe as safe as possible, betting on their best sellers and retiring some of the less popular items. Okay, and that's why you may not have some of the food that you may have some foods that are not being put out on display anymore, or some foods that's not being produced anymore, because basically every company is kind of kicking into survival mode. Okay, so it says so 2021 may not be the year of empty shelves, but it'll be a year of less variety. Okay, and we don't know that. Okay, you can't predict the future, Esau, and Esau would love to project that on our people, but at the same time, the Heavenly Father he's an unpredictable power. Okay, the only way to predict the Heavenly Father is if you have the spirit of prophecy on you, and which Esau does not. And if he does have it, it's on the left-hand side. Okay, so it says while experts predict we won't necessarily face the extent of shortage, and who's to say? We can go on another quarantine. We can go. Biden could set in another executive order and say that we have to stay self-quarantine for the next 6 weeks, and we can't go out even to buy food and water. And then what? It's a food shortage. So there's no telling, there's no telling of how or when things will play out the way it will. The only power that knows that when things are going to hit the fan is, of course, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And then his son, Yahweh Shai. But then once Yahweh Shai gets the message, he's going to send it through the Spirit to us. Because, peep this. We prophesied the fact that actually the Shar Kasab was a vessel used to prophesy major things that happened in America in 2020. Before the pandemic even hit, he said that, and I distinctly remember this, that he said that there's going to be an airborne disease that's going to hit America that's going to change the whole flow of things. He said that whilst we in June 9th. Okay? Sure enough, that happened. He said the disease is going to be big enough to the fact to where everybody's going to, we're going to have to start wearing masks, and we're going to have to wear those hazmat suits, And of course, in that time, we didn't know that we was going to have to wear masks, but he said something to the extent of hazmat suits. And look at where we at now. It's a part of your daily regimen that you have to bring a mask with you. Okay. So we're living in the times that we've prophesied about. Furthermore, what happens in the near future? Food shortages is going to happen. It happened once before in 2021. You had, Aquafina water was at $9. What's it called? A case. I seen this lady. She literally had probably like a scout of no more than probably, I want to say 15 items in her cart. That shit came out to, excuse my vulgarity, but that joint came out to $400 or something. So there's no telling how things will play out. Esau wants to give this optimistic outlay on the future, but that's not how this thing is going to play out, man. All right. And that's why I really made this video to show Akim, like, we're going to be tested by our necessity. It's a necessity for us to eat. It's a necessity for us to be clothed. It's a necessity for us to have shelter. OK, but will that determine whether you believe in the Heavenly Father or not? And that's the real question. Will that determine whether you lose faith in the Heavenly Father or not? And that's why I wanted to bring this out real quick. This is in Salakia. This is something we always have to remember. Okay, so give me 1 second. Well, this also plays into it too. This is Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Okay, for where your treasure is, there will your hearts be also. All right, and that's why we have to consistently keep our keep our focus toward the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and never let anything interfere with that goal, with that end goal. Okay. Because soon enough, we're going to get where we've been praying. We're going to get to the place to where we've been praying to be. Okay. We've prophesied the downfall of America. We've prophesied things that would happen in the future, and we're seeing them happen right before our eyes. So don't let necessity keep you back from having faith in the Heavenly Father. These things are literally there just to try us, to show that we have faith in the Heavenly Father and that we're willing to die for the faith that we have in Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on it. It is not, Salah, is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? See? So are we not more valuable than the necessities? Okay. Are we not more valuable than food? Are we not more valuable than the remnant that we put on our body? That's the same thing that you got to understand, that the heavenly, especially us, because we're on our Heavenly Father's radar, we have that thawah, Lord's will, that exemption from judgment. So even if we go a week without eating and a week without water, just know that the Heavenly Father got you. And the scriptures also tells you that the Heavenly Father will not tempt you above that ye are able. Okay. The Lord wants us to win. The Lord wants to see us prevail. The Lord wants to see us victorious. But it's a chain of events that we have to go through in order to receive those things. Okay. But that's why it's imperative for us to put our wholehearted faith in the Yahweh Shema Shai, so that when we do face these times, we understand and we're apt, we're ready for the outcome of whatever happens. Okay. It says, behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? All right. See, so if they're fed and they have what suffices them, we have to also believe in the same thing. It says, which of you, well, that kind of goes into something else. I'm gonna bring this last precept out and I'll end here. This is This, the Volumes chapter 27, verse 14. It says, wait on the heavenly Father, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. See? When you wait, that patience brings forth strength in your heart. And that strength in your heart is what? Faith. It's fortified faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Wait, I say, on the heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's really the main point. The main point is during that time where the heavenly Father takes away the necessities that you usually have and the luxury of, eating freely and whatever it may be that comforts you. That's when you have to believe in the heavenly Father the most. Not to say that it takes from any other time, but you have to prove to the heavenly Father you're worthy to be a part of his elect. And that's going to be the time where you have to prove it. Okay? So with that, I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Shani Kabak, Kabbalah Rakabs, Aquamin Abba Aith, Wa Shalom, Wa Barak, Mavakar, Shiash Allah. Until next time, Akim, Shalom.